Beggar lived at a railway station. He used to ask for money from passengers to survive. One day, while begging, he saw a tall man in a suit. The beggar thought, "This man looks rich. If I ask him for money, he will surely give me a good amount." So he went to beg from the tall man. The tall man looked at the beggar and said, "You always ask from others, but do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I am just a beggar. I always ask from people. I don't have anything to give." The tall man said, "If you have nothing to give, you have no right to ask either. I am a businessman, and I believe in give and take. If you can give me something, then I will give you something in return." Saying this, the tall man boarded the train and left. The beggar kept thinking about what the man had said. He realized, maybe I don't get much money because I don't give anything in return. But then he thought, I am a beggar. I have nothing to give. After thinking a lot, he decided, from now on, whoever gives me money, I will give them something in return. But he didn't know what he could give. He kept thinking for 2 days but found no answer. On the third day, while sitting near the station, he saw some flowers growing near the railway tracks. He thought, why don't I give flowers to people in return for their money? He liked this idea. So he picked some flowers and started begging again. Now, whenever someone gave him money, he gave them a flower in return. People happily accepted the flowers. Over time, he noticed that more and more people were giving him money. He started picking all the flowers near the station every day. When he had flowers, he received a lot of money. But when the flowers were finished, people stopped giving him money. One day, while begging, he saw the same tall man sitting on the train. The beggar excitedly went to him and said, "Sir, today I have something to give you. If you give me money, I will give you flowers in return." The tall man smiled and gave him some money. The beggar gave him some flowers. The man said, "Wow, this is great. Today, you have become a businessman like me." Saying this, the man got off the train at a stop. The beggar kept thinking about what the tall man had said. He was very happy. His eyes sparkled with excitement. He realized he had found the key to success. He looked up at the sky and shouted, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I can also become rich." People around him thought he had gone mad, but from the next day, he was never seen begging at that station again. 6 months later, 2 men in suits were traveling on a train. They looked at each other. One man shook hands with the other and asked, "Do you recognize me?" The second man said, "No, I don't think we have met before." The first man smiled and said, "Think again. This is our third meeting." The second man was confused and asked, "When did we meet before?" The first man said, "We met twice before on this train. I was the beggar you once refused to give money to. Then, in our second meeting, you bought flowers for me." The second man was surprised. "Oh, I remember now. You were the beggar, but today you are wearing a suit. Where are you going?" The first man replied, "Yes, I was a beggar, but today I am a big flower businessman. I am traveling for business work." He continued, "You taught me an important life lesson, that we only receive when we give. This rule really works. But earlier, I always saw myself as just a beggar. When we met the second time, you told me I had become a businessman. That made me realize something. I was not a beggar anymore. People were not giving me charity. They were buying flowers for me. With the money I saved from selling flowers on the train, I bought more flowers and started a flower business. People in this city love flowers, and because of their love for flowers, I have become a big businessman today." Both men smiled and got off the train together, talking about their businesses. Moral of the story asterisk. The tall man understood the give and take rule of life. All successful businessmen follow this rule. The beggar applied this rule, and his life changed. This story teaches us that if we change our thinking, we can achieve anything. If we always think small, we will remain small. But if we think big, we can become successful. Success is hidden in our mindset. Respect yourself, think big, and see how you reach the top.